I want you to think about the last time you ate pizza. Are you the type of person who don't finish their crust? And if you aren't, there is always one person in the group that leaves behind the crust and ends up in the garbage. What a waste. But what if it wasn't? What if that pizza crust could be much more? So imagine a world where waste is our greatest valuable resource, where that pizza crust can be used in generating the power that can light up your switch that you turn on this morning when you get out of this bed. It may seem impossible, and indeed it may be a long way to go, but I'm here today to explain to you why I think we are closer than ever to making this a reality. Today, my goal is to redefine your idea about what waste is, what it can be, and most importantly, how we can achieve this together. But before I get to that, I need to address why I care so deeply about changing your opinion on waste. As an engineer, it has become apparent to me in the last few decades just how impactful the climate change has been. The impacts of climate change are undeniable. We have seen the horrifying footage on the news and in the social media about the fire engulfing Los Angeles. Then the devastating natural disasters like the hailstorm in Calgary last summer, catastrophic floods and droughts around the world. These events have caused immense loss of life and infrastructure, costing billions of dollars. But here's the good news. We still have the power to mitigate this crisis. One way is reducing our carbon footprint. This can include things like replacing diesel and gasoline with biodiesel, ethanol, and electric vehicles, substituting coal with biofuels, and replacing plastics and synthetic chemicals with biomaterial and biologically sourced alternatives. These seemingly small steps can dramatically have a positive impact on climate change and alter our current trajectory. At this point, you might be thinking, is this even possible? Where do we get these resources? Who will lead this change? And the answer is nature. Nature has provided us with abundant resource that, if used efficiently and sustainably, can help us power the future. For example, farmers and producers generate a lot of leftover materials from agriculture and processing activities. These leftover materials can be in the form of straw. In different parts of the world, these straws are burned in the field, leading to air pollution and pollution-based health issues. This happens even in Saskatchewan, where the farmers burn their flax straw. We know that there are around 44,000 to 98,000 premature deaths alone in India related to the burning of this agricultural leftover. And the same is true in other countries like China, Pakistan, Nepal, and so on. But this agricultural leftover materials holds a tons of potential that can be transformed into various bioproducts. Now let's look about our cities. We produce residue that could be used in a better way. Without the proper composting program, our organic waste from the green beans can end up in landfill, releasing methane into the atmosphere, a more potent greenhouse gas. We may be doing well in managing this waste in Saskatchewan and in Canada, but what about other parts of the world where these waste end up in landfill, polluting cities and rivers? What if instead these waste and compost from the green beans was converted into biofuels and chemicals that could be used in other ways? If we did more of this around the world, we could start to offset a significant volume of fossil fuel resource. Think of turning the waste into treasure. My lab has demonstrated that those leftover fibers or materials can be turned into fibers and other byproducts that find use in sustainable packaging, renewable fuels, chemicals, and food additives. The innovation starts from understanding the problem and thinking about the opportunities the type of leftover material holds. Then we devise the most green and sustainable process to extract the material of interest and further develop the application, all together contributing to the creation of this new economy system called bioeconomy as an alternative to the fossil fuel-based economy. But sometimes the hardest part is starting. Even when we know what the solution is, we still feel helpless or powerless. Some people feel that the climate change is inevitable, that no act, big or small, will change the current situation we have put ourselves in. I would like to challenge your thinking and suggest that small changes do make a difference and change is worth pursuing. Yes, problems like climate change are challenging, but where there are challenges, there are opportunities for innovation. Solving this problem requires a multi-layered approach involving engineering, arts and science, social science, health science, and more. Collaboration across this field is essential for finding long-term solution. It's like assembling the Avengers, but for climate change. I have seen firsthand how impactful thinking outside the box can be, like the work we are currently doing in developing sustainable material to replace non-degradable plastics. Research shows us that we consume a credit card worth of plastic weekly. So I just want to pause to let that sink in. A credit card worth of plastic a week, not a year, not even a month, a week. Microplastics are even detected in human breast milk, and they are lurking in different household items that we often overlook. Take glitters, for example. Glitters is traditionally made from, and you guessed it right, microplastics. Many glitters and sparkle products contain toxic pigments that provide them the color. So we turn into the nature for the solution. We were inspired by the colorful things that exist in the nature, like the peacock feathers or colorful cells. When the light falls on these items, it creates beautiful color patterns. So we wonder, is there a way to recreate this? Turns out there is. We looked at if we could create this color in lab with some of the natural material and ended up with the colorful films that can be used in making biodegradable glitters or packaging material. Our innovation focuses on producing glitter materials from waste that completely breaks down in the nature, offering an eco-friendly solution to this global problem that has the potential to mitigate plastic pollution around the world. And that's just one of our innovations. We have many more on the go. We are also producing sustainable, valuable nutrients from leftover canola meal. So being in Saskatchewan, it is hard to miss those yellow color fields in summer month, which are actually canola plants. The seed from this plant is used for making oil, leaving behind the meal that is used as feed for cattle. We have pioneered a sustainable process to extract valuable nutrients from this canola meal. Once extracted, these nutrients can be used for fermentation and sold to the fermentation industry, an industry that makes protein and oil for human consumption, chemicals such as ethanol or bioplastics. As the global population grows, microbial fermentation is becoming a vital technology for providing nutritional food, fuel, and material. Yet, for the microbes to thrive, they need essential nutrients. Our canola meal extract is groundbreaking, cost-effective solution that not only reduces the expense of fermentation, but also makes it more accessible, thereby amplifying its positive impact on a global scale. Now, transformative ideas like this are a bit useless unless you move them outside the wall of the university and into the real world. What is all this work for if we researchers keep it hidden in our lab and within the pages of our research journal? The real-world solution that my teams are developing deserve to be heard so we can start incorporating them into our daily lives. To compete with fossil fuels, we need to address at some point the economic values of our sustainable ideas. My lab feels it is our responsibility to take this idea further into a successful venture, so we train ourselves with entrepreneurship skills. In the last 8 years, we have come up with 3 spin-offs from our innovative work. These ideas all address many issues while providing environmental friendly products. At this point, you may be thinking, yes, but I'm not a researcher. I can't make a change. But that cannot be farther from the truth. The fact is, we need everyone to act. The young minds in this room and those listening around the world. Ideas can come from anyone. We just need the right mindset and skills to act on it. But remember, your solution must be environmental friendly, economical, and innovative. You need to be entrepreneurial, creating new product, business, and services. A responsible act gives you a power and a chance to save the planet. Over my career, I have shown that when innovative minds come together, the solutions are positive. By focusing on future where resources are continuously repurposed and innovation are driven by ecological responsibilities, we are contributing to a world where economic growth and environmental stewardship go hand in hand. I urge you to look at the world with fresh eyes. See every problem as an opportunity for innovation. Whether you are developing new technologies or creating sustainable businesses, remember that your effort can make a significant impact. Embrace outside-the-box thinking and don't be afraid to take risks. As we move forward, let's commit to a future where waste is no longer a burden but a valuable resource. I want you to think of me the next time you eat pizza or pass by a garbage bin. And if you are throwing out that crust, I want you to stop and think about the possibilities I talked about here today. Let's inspire each other to turn our ideas into action and our action into a sustainable world. Together, we can transform waste into wealth and pave the way for a brighter future for generations to come. Thank you.